Welcome, Gemini and Gemini cross watchers, to your reading for this week. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you here. I hope you're having a great week, and that your weekend is shaping up to be, I want to say restful, but sometimes you need a little bit of fun, right? So if you're new here, I do love reads every Sunday, and then I have reads uploaded every Thursday as well. Sorry. So this Thursday will be obviously the good, the bad, the hidden. Next week will be the February 2023 monthly love reads. So as always, please take this as it resonates, and always use your intuition when making decisions about your life, because this is a general reading. And cross watchers, you're welcome to flip the roles if that resonates better with you. Whoops. So the good here, we have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realm, and the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive Hits, Soul Tribe. So I actually feel like you are bringing something in to your world here, and I feel like there's a real, almost like triumphant energy that seems to be coming off here. It feels like I almost want to say that it feels like with the Temperance as what's, the overall energy, but the Magician at the bottom of the deck, it's almost like, oh, you sneaky devil. I feel like you are having a lot of success. It feels like you're moving things in the right direction. But it just feels like, to a certain extent, it's like there isn't... I want to say that it's like there's something that you're keeping to yourself, but the reason you're not saying anything about it is because you don't know what it is. Hang on. That probably doesn't make a lot of sense. It's almost like you may know that there's something coming up and over the hill. And I feel like it's like you're preparing for it. If you've ever been pregnant or have been around a pregnant woman, usually the last couple of weeks or the last little bit of the pregnancy, we start nesting, right? So it's almost like that the baby's coming, and there's this like motivation or this push to get everything ready. Now I know, of course, not everybody is able to have that chance to do that, but it is a thing, right? And so I feel like it's like that something is coming up and over, and it's like you can almost feel the excitement before it gets there. It's like everybody else might hear, I almost want to say, like the troops marching, but to you, it's like you seem to know that it's actually really positive. It's like other people might think it's troops, but when it gets to where you are, it's a friggin' parade. You know what I mean? It's not something that's ominous. And I feel like that's because you are, obviously you're supported here. It's this real feeling that I feel like you know that you're not alone. And that doesn't mean that, you have a great support system. A great support system, because we don't all have that, right? Excuse me. It actually feels more that it's like either you have this inner knowing, or you've seen it in a dream. Maybe you've had a tarot read about it before, and you know it's coming. You know it's almost here. I feel like I want to say, like, it's your reward for a job well done, for doing the dishes. That's probably very specific. I feel like doing the dishes isn't to the person that it's meant for. It's not actually doing the dishes. It's what that means. It's like an inside joke between you and somebody. Hold on for a second. I feel like you've been getting a lot of signs lately that you're on the right path. It's just like things seem to be really synchronistic lately. And it's like the more that you follow the synchronicities, it's like you're following the yellow brick road. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like you know that you're on this journey and there's something that's so exciting about it. And I feel like it's almost like if people aren't telling you, or if you were telling people how excited you were, it's like everybody would be telling you to settle down, calm down, you know, simmer down sort of thing. So I feel like you're just kind of really enjoying this feeling of knowing that something really good is about to happen. It feels like there's something that was kind of like that you've been working on in the 5D that now has like it's got pillars in the 3D. It's like someone's poured the concrete foundation for a house and they're starting to build it up, you know, and it's like you can see it in the works. Maybe it's not right away, but you know that that house is being built. You know it's on its way. And what's challenging? What's the challenge here for Gemini? What's the challenge for Gemini? Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Who's this? I almost want to like who is that? I feel like it's somebody that is difficult to get to. I feel like you know that they're going to be brought back into your world at some point or another, or at least that's how you're seeing it right now. I feel like it's somebody that it's almost like you know what it feels like? It feels like this is the temperance person. It's like maybe they act like they're super balanced and they're all, you know, awakened and they're this and they're that. But actually, I feel like you see them as really defensive. You see them as closed off. Somebody that it's almost like they want people coming to them for help. They want people to need them. But it's like you see them as somebody that isn't strong enough to admit that they also need other people, and not like need in a needy way, but you know that it's like you see this as somebody that is unwilling or unable to let people in, to truly let them in. Okay, before I say anything, let me just... I'm just looking at the decks here, 1 second. What's the situation between Gemini and this one? Yeah. So we have the 6 of Cups. Oh, okay. With the 7 of Swords. And the Devil. Good Lord. Okay. All right. So, and then we have the Hierophant over here. I feel like at times you may see this person as a little bit self-righteous, sometimes a bit sanctimonious, but there is an attachment here. And I feel like some of you are like, well, they're attached to me. I'm going to call you out here in the nicest of ways. I feel like there is an attachment on your end as well. I feel like there's a history there between the two of you. I feel like it's like you want their attention, but you don't. Not that you want their attention. It's almost like you kind of want some acknowledgement about the strength of the connection between the two of you. I feel like you see this person as somebody that could be very influential, somebody that has every capability of being an emperor or an empress, or how they choose to identify. But it's like they seem to be afraid. It's like they're afraid of letting anybody in. I feel like you know why they're so defensive. But it's not like you're going in to fix it or anything. It just feels like there's some sort of attachment here. It feels to you that it's like maybe this person was brought into your life for you to, not for you to be their hero and you're the first person they trust or anything, but it just feels like you feel like you were brought into this person's life to help them realize something or help them teach them something. Hold on for a second. And it feels like whatever it is that you feel you're supposed to give this person or knowledge you're supposed to pass along, you seem pretty committed to that. I feel like you see this person as somebody that, you know that saying, like, some of us are just treading water sort of thing? I feel like you actually see this person as somebody that it's like the water's coming in and over their head. You know what I mean? And I feel like you see them as somebody that it's like they may not realize that they're in shark infested waters. And I feel like that may be why you haven't abandoned ship, so to speak. I feel like that may be why you're still kind of keeping an eye on things. I feel like to a certain extent, it's almost like maybe you see this as somebody that was never really given a chance. Somebody that has had the odds stacked against them. So it's like, of course, they're more comfortable in shark infested waters than they are on dry land. I also feel that just kind of based off of I feel like you don't have any intention of going towards this person unless or until you get an intuitive hit. Yeah. So we have the Empress reversed, just like the cards we're talking about earlier, and the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's like, I feel to a certain extent you want this person in your life in whatever capacity you do, but not like this. Not like this. Not in an energy. It's like you're not going to get pulled into those where the sharks are. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to be sacrificing yourself, your success, your progress in your own life to save anybody. So I feel like unless or until this person starts to kind of demonstrate that something's different, I feel like you might keep a close eye on this person. I feel like you might be keeping a closer eye on them than you want to admit. I feel like you may not be telling anybody that you are. It's like you're acting like it doesn't matter. You're acting like you don't care. And it's not that you care so much that you're going to, set yourself on fire to keep somebody warm, because that's not happening. But you do have quite a bit of compassion for this person, because I feel like you see that energy of like, they just didn't really have a friggin' chance. And I feel like this energy of them being defensive and actually keeping people at arm's length, I feel like you see it to a certain extent as wisdom, because it's like, of course they should keep sharks at arm's length. Of course they don't want them swimming close to them, right? But I feel like because they've been surrounded by sharks their whole life, when someone comes around that's not a shark, they don't see it, they don't recognize it. It's like to them, it must be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because it's like to them, everyone's a shark. Sorry, one moment. There's a phone call coming. Sorry about that, Gemini. So we'll just get the last card here. What's hidden? What's hidden? So we have Sisterhood of a Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Mystic, or sorry, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. I feel like what's hidden, and even as I was shuffling the deck, it was kind of like, I think you know this. I think it's something you don't really want to admit to yourself because you don't want to give up on this person. But it actually feels like they're not ready to stop living with sharks. And I feel like that's absolutely heart-wrenching. It makes me want to cry. I feel like it feels devastating. It feels, because you know this person has the potential. You know that they could be so much more than what they're limiting, than kind of what's, it's almost like this, whatever this outfit is that they're wearing, it's like it's got them encased in it right now. You know what I mean? It's like it's the only armor that the sharks couldn't get through. So of course that's where they are. And I feel like part of you is worried they'll never come out of it. Part of you is like, well, what if this person never gets a chance? And again, it's not because you're going to run in and save them. But I feel like this might be something you have to let go of. You may not be around when this person gets out of that water. Because I feel like right now they're not letting anybody in. No good, no bad, nobody. And it almost feels to a certain extent that like you feel like you might be leaving somebody behind that you thought would come with you. And I feel like it might not be something that you feel you're ready to do. Can we get some advice? Came out pretty quick. I think this is the tarot, like, did I stutter? No, you didn't. I'm just asking a question. And the Moon card. It's almost like the tarot's just saying, like, no, we're going to keep our secrets for today. So with the Six of Cups here, I feel like the best thing that you can do if you still want to be around this person is be your, fun-loving Gemini self. I feel like it doesn't mean that you have to stop reaching out to this person. It does feel like it would be easier for you if you reach out to this person without the expectation that they'll take the offer that you're giving them. You know what I mean? So let me rephrase that. And that's not to say that, like, you're always asking this person to come out, or you're always asking this person for this or that. It's just when you do, to be careful not to place any importance or any meaning or any this or that on it, right? Because I feel like of course, we all know that people have to choose healing for themselves. People have to choose better for themselves. But I feel like you're in an energy where it's okay to let this go. It's okay if you can't save this person. I feel like you know that they're strong enough to save themselves. And it's like a million people could put up, a picture of the truth in front of them, but until they open their eyes, they're not going to see it. So it's almost like it's not on you if they don't pull themselves up. It's not on you if they don't pull themselves out of it, because I feel like you've actually done enough for it to not be, it's like you've done enough that you can sleep at night. Number one, of course, this isn't your fault that they've been swimming with the sharks for forever. I feel like it just may be a little bit challenging to let go of this because you do have an attachment. You do have a lot of love for this person. So I feel like it doesn't mean you're abandoning them. It doesn't mean you have to leave them behind. It just feels like it's almost like they kind of are moving into, or they need some hermit energy around them. It's like they need some time completely alone to realize what's really going on here. So, that's your reading for today, Gemini. I'm sorry if it was a little lackluster. That's the energy here. I do want to say it doesn't feel like this is going to affect your level of happiness within your own life. It just feels like when you think about them as you move forward, there's a bit of wistful energy there, but it's not a longing anymore. So I'll leave it there. If you'd like a private reading with me, my email is below in the description box. And of course, the mini love reads are coming out on Sunday. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.